All right, we are live. Hey, everyone. My name is James Brown, and I just wanted to do a quick story about where I came from and where I came from, what I went through, and how I got to where I'm at, what I found, and where I'm going. And then I want to give you a little bit of content that has helped me and that I've learned from a mentor of mine that has really completely changed everything that I understand in business. And so just to share a little bit about myself, back when I was in high school, I was old. And I was at a point in my life where I'd worked a ton of different subcontracting jobs. I ran a couple of businesses as 1099, really all throughout my life, with different paper routes and DJing on the weekends with my dad, and doing fencing and well drilling and whatnot. And I always learned a bunch of different systems and different ways where you could create. Well, when I was 18 years old, I got introduced to and I saw my cousins out there working for different companies, and I was just interested, what is this all about and how fast can I work my way up the ladder? And so I decided to embark on what I thought was going to be a really cool adventure. And actually praise God that I went through that, because I wouldn't have learned the things that I learned had I not gone through that. And so I spent about 3 months working for Sam's Club. And while I was there, I went through pretty much every single department except for baking and the admin department, or running the entire Sam's Club itself. And what I learned was that I can pretty much do anything I want to do, and anything I want to set my mind to, and just give me the tools and I can accomplish whatever I set out to do. But when I was working there at Sam's Club, I started at $7 an hour, and then I moved to an $8 an hour position where I went to the cash register. And when I went there, I wanted to make more. So I started asking, hey, is there any other opportunities that you can give me? And what happened is the guy offered a position on night crew, and they said, we'll give you an extra $1 if you move to night crew. And so I went to night crew, made an extra $1 doing that, and I decided to work really hard during that time. And I remember that when I got there, all the guys that were working there ended up quitting working with about 4 hours left, and they went inside the snack room, and I was like, why are we just sitting here? Are you kidding us? And so I started doing extra stuff and getting more things done, because I just didn't feel comfortable with working and not getting paid for what I was doing. And so all the guys are like, oh, you're making us look bad, and they complained. Well, a long story short, what ended up happening is the guys ended up getting fired because I don't know, maybe they were on camera or something, but 4 guys got fired because they just didn't need that many guys on night crew once I got on there. Maybe this had been going on for a long period of time, I don't know. But when I got there, 4 guys that were temp guys for night crew ended up getting taken out of the program for the night crew. And so one day, my aunt got pregnant, and after a while during her pregnancy, she had a lot of morning sickness, and she wanted me to get out of night crew and start helping her on days. And I was in a role, in a zone where I would work nights, and then they didn't really stop me from working overtime, so I worked like 60, 70 hours a week, and I'd continue forward, and I'd work into the day after my nights. My nighttime working time, and what just learning the different things in the rest of the departments. And I was finding out different problems, and I was like, man, how much does the owner make? And they're like, oh, $100,000 a year. And I was like, man, maybe if I learn everything, I can work my way up and start making $100,000 a year and start running the show here. And I was making about, I think, $930 $9.35 or $9.50. I can't remember exactly what I was making an hour, but I had moved up the ladder pretty fast. You're only supposed to get a raise once every 3 months, and I think I got like 3 or 4 or something like ridiculous. But so anyways, my aunt asked me to quit, and I asked my boss, hey, can you get me on day crew? And I think the reason why he didn't want me to move there was because I replaced 4 other guys. I'm not sure, but he said he'd give him 2 weeks and then get me on day crew. And that 2 weeks went by, and he said give me another week when I asked him again, and then another 2 weeks when I asked him again. And then my aunt was just sick and tired of it. She's like, listen, you're using my van, you're living at my house, and hold on a second, I'm gonna shut this door. So I live in the city, and I live off a balcony, and there's a lot of sirens going off in the background. But my aunt asked me to just, give him an ultimatum. I'm either not going to lose a great guy, or you put me on days. And so I just called him on the phone, and it was late at night, the day before I had to go in. So he had about 24 hours in order to come up with somebody, and to replace me while I went on days. And he just said, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, listen, you either get somebody or I'm done. I'm not tomorrow night, so put me on days or I'm done. And he said to me, instead of saying I'll do whatever I got to do, and I told him the situation, and he decided to say, you know what, if you don't come into work tomorrow nights, you will never work for another Sam's Club or Walmart ever again. And when I heard that come out of his voice, I was like, well, have fun trying to deal with it without me. And I hung up the phone. And I knew from that day forward, I never wanted to work for another person ever again from that day forth, because they control your life. And later on in my life, when I got involved in some different businesses, I learned that they're kind of like puppet masters, and they can cut the puppet strings any time they want and get rid of you. Well, I just cut the puppet strings and got rid of the puppet master, and I decided to become the puppet master myself. So, guys, I went through that. And that's where I was. But I realized I didn't want to work for anybody again. And I actually started to value what I had learned previously too, because I was making more money doing those things with less time. And had I not gone through that, I wouldn't have valued what I did already as much. And it was only self-employed. I wasn't really the owner of the companies providing jobs for all the other guys that are out there. But what I did learn was that I was more valuable than I was allowing myself to be. And there's a lot of people that are out there that I watch, and I was like, man, these guys are worth so much more. I was asking how much they made, and I was like, are you kidding me that you're really accepting that and not working overtime? It's just mind-baffling to see how many people were out there just getting paid practically nothing for years and years and years of loyalty to these companies. And so I decided that I'm going to figure out a way to do whatever I got to do to create something that I'm going to own, my own company, something where I can start overriding different people. I saw my uncles overriding all of us cousins, and they were making like $1,000 an hour. And some of that was gross. I'm sure some of it was net. But either way, I was like, wow, if that's possible, then I can do anything. And so I got involved in the real estate niche and the network marketing niche. And I started my own construction company. And there were some up times, there were some down times, and great things happened. I got to experience, times where I made over 6 figures, and I was able to travel all across the country and visit family and friends at will and help people at will, and it was amazing. And I've experienced bankruptcy. I've gone to the extent where I've had people scam me out of very, very large sums of money, And without knowing how to build a business at the time and doing an LLC, I had it all on my personal credit, and there was nothing that I could do except fight it, which I actually did for 3 years. And finally I figured out that it's just not worth it. And I decided to claim bankruptcy. So, I've been through some hard times, some good times, some bad times, and I've experienced a roller coaster along the way. But, it wasn't until I actually stumbled upon the internet, I was thinking, I really just want to do something that I love to do. And, everybody talks about, hey, find one thing, focus on it, and find a way that you can do what you love the most and create an income doing that. And so what they said is that the millionaires that are out there only became millionaires because they were already doing and learned to create an income off of what they already loved doing and did anyways. And so the things that I love, helping people to make more money with less amount of time. 2, I wanted to help people with health and fitness. 3, I loved helping people with their finances. I guess that was already in there with helping them to make more money for a smaller period of time. But anything along those things, and also, but mostly now I want to help people to get closer to God and actually have the correct information when they're actually seeking God. And so all those things I just want to be able to do passionately in a way that I can reach a mass amount of people and not have to work so much, where I can spend my time giving and helping others to achieve what they want to achieve. And so I was searching on the internet for a way to do this, and it wasn't until I found a mentor that was able to teach me 3 things. And what I'm going to do is share with you the 3-step system that has helped me to understand business from a completely different perspective. And there's a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, and concepts that help people to work less and be able to create things that can work for them are not new to this day and age, but a lot of people are not exposed to them. And so what I want to do is share with you guys the 3 steps that has helped me to change my perspective on business altogether. And so the step number 1 is traffic. No business out there can run unless you have traffic. Now, in a regular brick and mortar business, whether it's a mom and pop shop, sometimes you have to have a storefront where people are walking into the business, and you got to do it. Some places you don't even have a storefront where you are the storefront. You got to go door to door, post flyers, or create ads, or you literally just got to go out there and talk to friends, families, or different network groups and network your business and get one customer at a time. And it takes time, and sometimes you don't get customers for a long period of time. And so that was the old way of doing business, but the new way is you can actually create a strategy using the internet, and you can drive traffic. And if you can learn how to master traffic as your first step, then you can drive in literally thousands, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people to your business. And what if you could take that traffic and do number 2 with it, which number 2 is to convert those traffic to leads. Needs a way to convert those traffic to leads. And I don't know if you've ever seen Groupon, but they have you might not have even noticed this, but you're like, oh, I heard they got coupons. So you just enter your email in because you're thinking, oh man, I'd love to be able to go out to eat or do different activities that I'm already doing and save 50% off, right? Well, who doesn't want that, right? And so Groupon has a strategy where they're like, well, let's get people already doing anyways. And by just putting it in front of their face, giving them a discount or something, and bring in more business. And so they started doing it, and they created more business out of it for the business owners out there by just getting the information out to the people that are already doing it, and even more faces that are in their local areas. And so you put your email in there, and they captured your email, and you became a lead of Groupon. You were the traffic that came to that site, and they captured your email, which you became a lead. And they were able to build relationship with you by sending you emails of different coupons, and whether or not you looked at those emails ice cream or something, or buy one get one free Whopper or something at Burger King. But everybody is doing it, and so whether it's emails or phone numbers, name and emails, or all of it together, maybe it's an address and they're sending you something in the mail. This is a way that people can build relationships with you, and when you get that information, you're capturing the lead, you're converting the traffic into a lead. And so you can do this on the mass scale on the internet, just like out in public, but the or something like that, you might be able to go before something bad happens. But guys, with those leads, you want to learn to build relationships. And so that brings us to number 3. And when I met this mentor of mine and I saw this, I was like, this is the most ingenious thing I've ever seen in my life. And I actually ran into this back in 2008, but something happened. I don't know. I think I had to go study the Bible with somebody. And I came back and I think I had like the blue screen of death on my computer, or it shut down or something, restarted, because I never got to see that video ever again. And I looked for it and I could not find it. And I ran into it, gosh, what was it? 2013, 2014. It took 5 years, six years before I ran into it again. And I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, man, I am not going to let this pass me up again like I did back then. And what I learned was that step number 3 was to convert those leads into sales. And if you can learn how to do that in an automated way, which can send out auto responders, emails that you've already pre-recorded, that you've already pre-written, that you can automatically send out, sharing valuable content to somebody, giving them more value than they could ever pay for. They're going to think in their mind, giving out your best stuff, they're going to think in their mind, wow, if that's what he's giving for free, what am I actually paying for on the other end? What kind of value am I going to get from that? And so that's how people that are your leads are going to purchase what you're looking for. And so when I saw that, it was just like, wow, I get it, I understand it. And here's the thing, I didn't even know the person that I bought it from about that. When I actually purchased this, I didn't even know. I never met him, never talked to him. I researched all over the internet, found this thing, I trusted it, and I purchased it. And I was like, wow, if I could learn how to do that, my entire life would change, and I could help so many people to do so much in their life that they've always wanted to do, if I could just learn how to do that. So those, we call them the 3 C's of traffic, or the 3 C's of business, which is create traffic, then convert that traffic to leads, and then the last one is, or capture those leads, I'm sorry, and then the last one is to convert those to sales. So that's it, guys. When I was able to learn these things, I was able to find some gold nuggets that have completely changed my perspective on life. And so where I'm going with this in the future is I plan on creating something that is going to extend around the globe, I plan on creating over 100,000 people that are going to that are going to that are going to get what they need in order to help them to dream again. There's so many people that are out there dream killing. There's so many people out there who just losing their belief in themselves, living their faith and what they can do, and just in life, and they're settling too much. And so what I realized is that, you know, I just wanted to, I saw these people in my church, and I saw people in work and different jobs, and people lost hope, you know, and I just wanted to inspire people to, you know, catch their dreams again, you know, get it back. Just because they're older does not mean that they can't dream again. And so I am going to create 100+ people in the next 10 years around the globe who are going to be able to dream again, who are going to be able to believe again, that are going to be able to gain a vision, have a passion from that vision, and fight with all their heart, with authenticism. Am I saying that right? Just being authentic, sharing their passions and sharing where they're going. And they're going to attain freedom from these things. I'm going to help people in the church. I'm going to help people out of the church. I'm going to help people that, you know, just want to be able to have an extra couple, you know, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to be able to get some extra read time in the newspaper or in their favorite book, or watch a show, or read the Bible, you know, maybe even have some prayer time or something. And I'm going to be able to help people to be able to get the car of their dreams, or the house of their dreams. And, you know, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to do it all. I'm just going to lead everybody to do it. Okay. Everybody needs to work hard, and results are not guaranteed, but where I'm going with or without you. If you want to come with me, then click the button below, or click the link below and enter your information in and lock arms with us. This is where we're going, with or without you. But if you want how to start multiplying your income, instead of you working on the internet or working out there and whatever you're doing, if you have a job, you can take the same amount of effort that you're putting towards that job and put a portion of that effort towards the internet, and over time it'll compound. If you're doing 30,000 a year, well, the next year you're going to do 60, because you're just adding to it. It's not going away. Once you put something on a flyer that never leaves, you know, most people usually throw those things out in the garbage or put them on their fridge for maybe a week or a month or something, and then they get rid of it because it's just dirty or something. But what if it was always there in front of their face all the time? Every time they wanted something, they could just look it up on the internet, and there you are. We're going to teach you how to do that and maintain that over the course of several different up and down markets. Because when you create something that is what's the word? It starts with an R. It is recession proof. And you're able to create an income. You don't have to worry about a boss firing you. You don't have to worry about a company that you own and people just don't have enough money to purchase stuff from you, and you got to like cut costs in order to get sales. You don't have to worry about that. You can have what you have set up, and you don't have to fight for customers. They come to you. They come to you with their credit card in hand, ready to buy what you're looking for. And when you learn how to implement this, you're going to be able to take your family and your life and whatever your passions and dreams are and move to the next level. Okay? It's not going to happen overnight. You got to work hard, but you can do it. And when you lock arms, as you click the button below and enter your email in, watch the video, fill out the form, and get into the system. We're going to walk you through step by step and plug you right on in. So I look forward to meeting you, shaking your guys' hands, and hearing your story, and doing this together. Take care, guys. Bye for now. and I'll see you in the next video.